Characteristics. Emphasis on national integration and unity. Introduction of a uniform system of education. Nationalization of educational institutions. Promotion of technical and vocational education. Focus on adult literacy and non-formal education. Introduction of free and compulsory education. Expansion of higher education. Curriculum reform to reflect national values. Improvement of teacher education. Establishment of educational planning and management systems. Achievements. Nationalization led to increased government control over educational standards. Expansion of educational infrastructure, especially in rural areas. Introduction of a single curriculum for all schools. Significant increase in literacy rates. Enhanced focus on technical education. Establishment of the Academy of Educational Planning and Management (AEPAM). Improvement in teacher training programs. Promotion of Urdu as a medium of instruction. Development of adult literacy programs. Introduction of educational television programs. 2. National Education Policy 1979. Characteristics. Islamization of the education system. Introduction of Arabic language as a compulsory subject. Emphasis on science and technology education. Strengthening of technical and vocational training. Promotion of female education. Curriculum reform with an Islamic perspective. Focus on teacher training and development. Introduction of a 10-year schooling system. Establishment of model schools and colleges. Improvement of educational planning and management. Achievements. Increased integration of Islamic teachings in the curriculum. Introduction of new science and technology programs. Expansion of technical and vocational education institutions. Establishment of separate schools for girls. Development of new teacher training institutes. Launch of model schools to set educational standards. Implementation of new educational planning techniques. Improvement in female literacy rates. Introduction of Arabic language courses. Development of educational research and evaluation mechanisms. 3. National Education Policy 1992. Characteristics. Focus on universal primary education. Emphasis on girls' education. Strengthening of higher education. Promotion of private sector involvement in education. Curriculum revision for quality improvement. Decentralization of educational management. Integration of information technology in education. Development of national testing and examination systems. Emphasis on teacher accountability and performance. Enhancement of educational infrastructure. Achievements. Increase in primary school enrollment rates. Significant progress in female education initiatives. Encouragement of private sector investment in education. Revision and modernization of the curriculum. Decentralization improved local management of schools. Introduction of computer education in schools. Establishment of national testing services. Improvement in higher education quality. Development of new educational facilities. Strengthened teacher evaluation and accountability systems. 4. National Education Policy 1998-2010. Characteristics. Universal primary education by 2010. Promotion of early childhood education. Emphasis on literacy and non-formal education. Integration of vocational education at the secondary level. Strengthening of higher education and research. Curriculum reform for relevance and quality. Improvement of teacher education and training. Focus on Islamic education and values. Development of information technology in education. Enhanced public-private partnerships. Achievements. Increase in primary school enrollment and completion rates. Establishment of early childhood education centers. Significant progress in adult literacy programs. Integration of vocational subjects in secondary schools. Establishment of new universities and research centers. Modernization of school curricula. Implementation of new teacher training programs. Promotion of Islamic values in education. Expansion of IT infrastructure in educational institutions. Successful collaboration with private sector for educational development. 5. National Education Policy 2009. Characteristics. Focus on achieving MDGs and EFA goals. Emphasis on quality education and learning outcomes. Introduction of a new curriculum framework. Strengthening of teacher education and certification. Promotion of equity and access to education. Development of technical and vocational education. Integration of ICT in education. Decentralization of educational governance. Strengthening of higher education sector. Focus on early childhood education and care. Achievements. Progress towards achieving universal primary education. Introduction of a competency-based curriculum. Improved teacher training and certification standards. Enhanced focus on inclusive education. Expansion of technical and vocational training programs. Integration of ICT tools in teaching and learning. Decentralized management improved local school administration. Establishment of new higher education institutions. Development of early childhood education programs. Increased public awareness about the importance of education. These policies have collectively contributed to the progress and development of Pakistan's education sector, addressing various challenges and laying the groundwork for future improvements. Educational policy of Pakistan after 2009. Give 10 characteristic and achievement of each. ChatGPT. National Education Policy 2009-2017. Characteristics. Focus on achieving MDGs and EFA goals, aimed at meeting the Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) and education for all (EFA) targets. Quality education. Emphasis on improving the quality of education and learning outcomes. Curriculum framework. Introduction of a new curriculum framework to enhance learning. Teacher education. Strengthening teacher education and certification processes. Equity and access. Promotion of equitable access to education for all segments of society. Technical and vocational education. Development and integration of technical and vocational education. ICT integration. Incorporation of information and communication technology (ICT) in education. Decentralization. Further decentralization of educational governance to provincial levels. Higher education. Strengthening and expanding the higher education sector. Early childhood education. Focus on early childhood education and care. Achievements. Increased enrollment. Significant increase in primary and secondary school enrollment rates. Quality improvement. Improvement in the quality of education through curriculum reforms and better teaching methods. Teacher training. Establishment of new teacher training institutes and enhancement of existing ones. Equity initiatives. Implementation of programs aimed at reducing gender and regional disparities in education. Technical education expansion. Growth in the number of technical and vocational training centers. ICT in education. Launch of ICT initiatives, including computer labs in schools and digital learning resources. Decentralized management. Enhanced local governance and management of schools. Higher education development. Establishment of new universities and improvement in the quality of higher education. Early childhood programs. Introduction and expansion of National Education Policy 1972. Characteristics. Emphasis on national integration and unity. Introduction of a uniform National Education Policy 1972. Characteristics. Emphasis on national integration and unity. Introduction of a uniform system of education. Nationalization of educational institutions. Promotion of technical and vocational education. Focus on adult literacy and non-formal education. Introduction of free and compulsory education. Expansion of higher education. Curriculum reform to reflect national values. Improvement of teacher education. Establishment of educational planning and management systems. Achievements. Nationalization led to increased government control over educational standards. Expansion of educational infrastructure, especially in rural areas. Introduction of a single curriculum for all schools. Significant increase in literacy rates. Enhanced focus on technical education. Establishment of the Academy of Educational Planning and Management (AEPAM). Improvement in teacher training programs. Promotion of Urdu as a medium of instruction. Development of adult literacy programs. Introduction of educational television programs. 2. National Education Policy 1979. Characteristics. Islamization of the education system. Introduction of Arabic language as a compulsory subject. Emphasis on science and technology education. Strengthening of